afternoon, Red Bank. Well, we've survived high winds, the heavy rains, and flash flooding this week. Now we can officially get into the Halloween spirit.
And we do have some great Halloween story on today's show, and we've got a bunch of stories that will bring a smile to your face. It's time to get this party started on today's edition of the main news.
It's Halloween Eve, and have we got a story for you. Sarah St. John is going to take us on a tour of actual haunted places all over Chattanooga. Don't miss this story coming up.
The football team came out on the gates like game busters last week and never looked back. We've got your highlights coming up in sports.
And everyone is doing the TikTok dances. Our cameras went looking for the best of the best. Don't miss this video coming up a little later in the show.
And in sports, the football team has a huge game on the road tonight. I'll have the details coming up in sports.
And the heavy rains are over, but what will the weather be like for Friday night football or for Halloween? The complete weather forecast is coming up later on in the show.
It's Friday, October 30th, and you're watching the main news.
Who's next? Who's next?
Today's Makeup Picture Day for all students if you didn't get your picture taken earlier in the week. Today is your last chance. Depending on what time you're watching this show, you hopefully have an opportunity to make your way to the new gym. Back on Monday, we caught a bunch of freshmen flashing their pearly whites for the cameras.
Nice smiles, everyone.
Lots of folks across the country have been watching the presidential debates. Candidates Joe Biden and Donald Trump took each other on, trying to impress the American people, and now RBHS students have a chance to learn how to debate. There's a brand new debate club that has formed at our school, and our Jaden High caught up with the leaders to find out what it's all about.
I'm here with
Sophia Vanderwall. Miss Logue.
Miss Logan. Sophia, can you tell me about the debate club?
Yeah, so it's going to be a series of formal and informal debates, and our meeting this Thursday is going to be us picking topics and just really finalizing how we're going to structurize the debates. And that's about it. Anything you want to add?
We're going to stick with contemporary issues and current topics, and all the topics are going to be chosen by the students. And it was very inspiring to be asked to start this club because there are so many questions about what makes a good persuasive argument, what type of things can hurt an argument, and we see a lot of examples on TV and on the news, and we're hoping to just all learn the ropes and become better at it.
Thank y'all.
If you're interested in joining the debate club, stop by Talk to Miss Logue, room 2310.
Well, it's the day before Halloween, and many RBHS students are starting to get in the holiday spirit. The art students in Miss Burnett's classes have been concentrating on Halloween all week. Me and Diana have got the story for you. For a new segment of Active Class, we're asking Miss Burnett what she's got going on in her classroom this spooky season. Hey you guys, I'm Sophie Perry and I'm here with Miss Burnett, and in the theme of spooky season, I'm here to ask her what's been going on in her classroom. So what assignment is going on for this week?
Okay, so what I do, like to prep for Halloween, I do an architecture assignment where Art 1 and Art 2 design their own haunted house, and we look at like real architecture movements. So we look at like Art Nouveau and Gothic and Victorian, and then the day of Halloween, or in this case the day before, we do pumpkin carving. Everybody gets their own pumpkin, they get their own tool set, or we paint. And we just like have a nice time, play around with that, so everybody has like a nice fun experience.
That sounds so fun, and I can say it is because I'm in the class. Just moving on, I think, how do you, and you kind of touched on this, how do you tie these assignments into the art standards that we have for school?
So, shocker to contrary belief, I have a ton of standards I have to hit. Architecture is a great way to hit some of those standards, especially with like cognitive development and understanding and making the connection, which is why we do the haunted houses. It's a very easy way for you guys to make those kind of connections to something that could be really, really boring very easily. And then pumpkins, right? That's a great way to get in sculpture, especially with like the way my kiln is. Like doing pottery is kind of like not the easiest venture in the world, right? And like carving, that's a great way to talk about sculpture. It's also a great way to have something physically in front of you and show you guys like a reductive process.
That is awesome, and I think my final questions are, have you decorated for the season?
Yes, I've decorated my home. It's very cute.
That's awesome. And then finally, what are you going to do for Halloween?
I'm actually having like a very, very tiny like party, like 5 of my close friends that I hang out with outside of work anyway. And we're just going to have a good time. We're going to be in costume. We're going to watch movies like Hocus Pocus.
That sounds so fun. Thank you so much for your time. Happy Halloween, y'all. Well, those were quite the works of art. Can't wait to see what she's got in store for the next holiday.
A favorite pastime on Halloween is to visit haunted houses. Everyone enjoys a good scare on Hallows Eve, but our Sarah St. John takes it a step further. She's about to take you on a tour all over Chattanooga to places that are actually said to be haunted. Continue watching if you dare.
Halloween. It's everyone's favorite excuse to dress up and watch horror movies, and there aren't many things scarier than those. But ghosts probably come in a close second, actually. And in our city, there may be more than you'd expect. From downtown Chattanooga to our very own town of Red Bank, there's enough ghost stories to keep you entertained all Halloween long. I'm Sarah St. John, and I want to see a few of these locations for myself. This is Haunted Chattanooga. My first stop was the tamest in terms of ghosts. Although there aren't many reported supernatural occurrences, White Oak Park in Red Bank has a slightly dark backstory. During the 1910s, a tuberculosis hospital opened called Pine Breeze Sanitarium. It closed in 1968 to make way for the Pine Breeze Center, a hospital for mentally ill and troubled children and teenagers. This later closed in 1982, leaving the building abandoned for several years before it was finally torn down to make way for new houses being built on the lot. However, the legend says that when the building was still standing, the basement was accompanied by chains and claw marks in the brick, because some think that a few of the more troubled patients were left chained up there after Pine Breeze closed. There are very little records left from this hospital, so a lot still remains unknown about this historic building, but it's no wonder that its dark past inspires a lot of speculation as to whether spirits truly reside here. At my next stop, I found myself at UTC's Confederate Cemetery downtown. This incredibly old graveyard houses some headstones that date as far back as the 1800s, but many here died in the 1920s. Not only are Confederate soldiers buried here, but also their spouses and children. You can take one look at the cemetery and see that the vibes here are no good. It's the perfect setting for a ghost to appear, and people certainly think that they do. This has become one of the spots that Chattanooga Ghost Tours takes tourists on the hunt for the paranormal. Their website has many blog entries detailing the encounters that they've experienced while at this location. This photo was taken during July of this year, and they claim it hasn't been edited. Whether or not this really is a photo of a ghost, the fact that this is an old cemetery is enough to convince many that it's haunted. These two locations are already extremely interesting, but I knew I needed something that was extra haunted for the main news. So I made a call. And then off I went to one of the most haunted places in Chattanooga, the Reed House Hotel downtown. The Reed House opened in the 1920s, which is apparent from the excessive decorations in the main lobby. But for a real blast of the past, room 311 is where you can go to find a fully decorated period authentic hotel room. And there's ghosts. Our tour guide took us up to the room to explain the extensive history behind it, and went into detail about the famous murder of guest Annalisa Netherly. Stepping in, it's really an amazing view. He started by talking about some of the furniture that decorates the room and the backstory behind it.
Installed back in a time when people were in general shorter than they are today. Not that plush by 21st century standards perhaps, but not all that bad. Now, none of the furniture was actually here the night of the murder, but it is all period authentic to that time and place. For instance, the standing ashtray.
He then began the story, telling us that Annalisa and her husband had come down to Chattanooga, but because of work, Mr. Netherly had gone back to Chicago, leaving Annalisa at the hotel. With nothing to do, she began having affairs behind her husband's back, which would eventually lead to her death.
Word started to spread about this beautiful young lady with an eye for the gentleman, and the unusual name of Annalisa, staying at the Reed House. You see some of her temporary boyfriends, they were traveling salesmen, and once they concluded their business in Chattanooga, they went to the next town in their circuit, and after hours they would all sit around with each other and brag and gossip. Well, that gossip spread. Gossip, in fact, spread as far as Chicago, where Mr. Netherly was informed of the situation down here by some of his business associates.
Oh no.
Yeah, he did not take it well. He caught the next train back to Chattanooga, came bursting in here that night, found Annalisa in here with a young fellow. Mr. Netherly dragged that boy outside, thrashed him within an inch of his life. He then returned to 311, grabbed Annalisa up, dragged her in here, threw her in the bathtub, picked up his straight-edge shaving razor. Let's just say the housekeepers found a very messy surprise the next morning.
Now, this hotel room is the subject of many ghost stories. Everyone who stays the night claims that they feel there's something there with them, and many have experienced actual encounters. From locking doors to lights turning on and off by themselves, this has been recorded as a very active room, but you'll just have to see for yourself. Take a trip to room 311 and you might find a ghost.
Well, things were pretty scary for the visiting McMinn Central Chargers last Friday night.
You don't want to miss these highlights from the game. Let's head on over to sports.
Tell you twice, I'm a thief for the night. I did some wrong, but I'm always right. Said I know how to shoot, and I know how to fight. If I tell you once, I'll tell you twice. I'm real discreet, like a thief in the night. Look, if I call you babe, you babe for the day, or babe for the night. You not my wife. She wanna kill her, so f*** all night. I wanna f*** on a thigh, give me a all night. AP, big rocks, in the hood with the realest.
The football team hates being on quarantine, and when they get back on the field, they take everything out on their opponent. And that's exactly what happened last Friday night in the Lions' Den. The McMinn Central Chargers were in town and ready, and the Lions came ready to play. Roll those highlights. The defense set the tone early. McMinn Central would try to screen pass, but the Lions were ready. Number 32, Silas Garibay buries the receiver for a 5-yard loss. That gives them something to cheer about. The Chargers were forced to punt, and it's blocked by number 20, Donnie, and the Lions take over in the inside of McMinn's 5-yard line. Coach Brown is down with that. Then the give is to number 15, Lemire Strickland, who goes up the middle untouched for 6 points. That's when the band started to play. Now it's the defense turn again. Watch number 4 Campbell apply the pressure that forces the bad pass and is picked off by number 51 BJ Ragland. Nice play by the big man. The offense comes right back. Quarterback number 16 Joseph Blackman fakes the handoff and keeps it himself around the right side. Touchdown. The Lions led 28-0 in the first quarter. Now the play of the night, the handoff goes to number 10, A.D. Crutcher, up the middle. Then he breaks it outside. Then he breaks 2 tackles and he is gone for 51 yards for the score. Now it's the defense coming up big again. The pass will be picked off by number 6, Rico Trimble, and he's got some blockers. They finally knock him out of bounds after a nice return. The Lions go on to a roll, 45-0. That's a great win for the Lions, but things will get a little tougher tonight. Red Bank travels to Loudoun for a big district showdown. Kickoff is at 7:30. Pack up the car. It's time for a road trip. Let's go Big Blue. The cross-country team wrapped up their season in the region meet this week. Coach Lay is the first-year head coach, and he couldn't be happier with the season. Most of the runners set new PRs or personal records over the course of the year, and 2 runners really stood out. One was our own Jetson Keller. The senior ran cross-country all 4 years and put up great times, but Coach Lay says Jetson also brought energy and focus to the whole team. On the girls' side, it was freshman Amy Lingerfeld that really shined. Amy exhibited confidence and was outstanding on the team. And the future is bright. Congrats to Coach Lay and the entire cross-country team on a great year. That wraps up sports. Back to you.
TikTok is without a doubt the hottest app on the planet, and everywhere you go, somebody is doing the latest TikTok dance. I wanted to know if RBHS knows their TikTok dances. So I provided the music and the students provided the rest. Check it out.
Hey you guys, I'm Sophie Perry and I'm here to ask people if they can finish the TikTok.
Hey, I'm Julie Goddess Lemire and I'm here to ask y'all, are you ready to finish the TikTok? Yes.
Grill it in. Word, hold on. It's me and my friends. Go, bud. Word, you know what I'm saying? Walk in, walk out, let's go. Word. Hey, walk it out. Walk it out. Word, yeah. Cha-cha, cha-cha. Word, yeah.
Why? Need a freak, mouth wide. Need a freak, mouth wide. Need a freak, mouth wide. Why?
Hood, baby. Whoa. Hood, baby. Whoa. Hood, baby. Whoa. Hood, baby.
Hey y'all, I'm Sophie Perry. I'm here with Tariq. Are you ready to finish the TikTok?
Yes.
When you're in class and the teacher asks you a question, it's important to come up with the right answer, but when you're looking for a little entertainment, it's much better to have wrong answers only.
All right, I'm here with Juice Jackson. I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and you got to answer with the wrong answer only, all right?
I bet.
All right, what do you brush your teeth with?
Horse milk.
Shoes.
A pencil.
A hairbrush. Buttermilk.
Slim Jim.
All right, how many hours are in a day?
6.
How many hours? 365.
27.
Pregnant alligators.
Well, for me, there's 697.
4.
All right, who was the first president?
Football player.
Abraham Lincoln. George Jefferson. No. It was Bill Cosby.
Abraham Lincoln.
Who won the Super Bowl?
The Bengals. The Southside Supersonics.
Oh, I say the wrong answer. The Ravens?
Jackson.
The Eastside Pounders. All right, finish this phrase for me. Wrong answers only. To infinity and
South America.
Your mom. Forever. My bad.
Nicki Minaj. Who's the best artist right now?
Justin Bieber, no cap.
Leonardo da Vinci.
The bottom of my shoe.
So if you're at the top, back, and the front, you get all around 360 cheesy.
Ray Lewis.
If you're a fan of dumb jokes, this next story is for you. But our Cassie Mitchell doesn't call them dumb jokes. She refers to our next segment as the anti-jokes. But whatever you call it, it's guaranteed to leave you shaking your head.
You're Coach Cal. Alright, can I tell you a joke?
Of course.
Okay. Why do flamingos stand on one leg?
I don't know. Why?
Because if they lifted the other one up, they'd fall over. Hi, I'm here with Coach G. Hi. Can I tell you a joke?
Yes.
Okay, what's blue and smells like red paint?
I don't know.
Blue paint.
Alright, I'm here with Ms. Rush.
Hi.
Alright, why should you never trust an atom?
An atom? I have no idea.
Because they make up everything.
I'm here with Dr. Schmidt.
What's up?
Can I tell you a joke?
Absolutely.
Okay. Take your age and add 5 to it.
Okay.
That's your age in 5 years.
Thanks.
Exception for ya, 'cause I've been feeling ya. Think I might be out of my mind. I think that you're the one.
Well, the rain is over for now, just in time for tonight's big game.
And also just in time for Halloween. Let's get the forecast as we head on over to weather.
Well, gone is the rain, but also gone are mild temperatures we enjoyed this week. Yesterday was the last day we'll see temperatures in the 70s for a while. Today will be about 15 degrees cooler than yesterday. We're expecting a high temperature of just 64 degrees, and the low will get down to around 46 degrees later tonight. So if you're going to the game, bring a blanket, and we can expect similar weather on Halloween with a bit more sunshine. We'll look at the long-range forecast. Highs will stay in the 60s for at least a week, but things will be getting chillier by night. By Sunday night, our lines will be in the 30s. Bundle up, everybody. Winter is just around the corner. Back to you.
Well, that's going to wrap up our show. Thanks for watching, and good luck to the football team tonight.
As we leave you, we've got another special video from Special Ed. Our Ed King is an avid skater, and he and his pals just keep getting better. Enjoy the video and have a happy Halloween.